Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server, but this time we are on a brand new map. Have a look around. People have been getting busy. It's not long since we started this map, probably not even 24 hours, but it has been fun so far. It's been fun to play survival Minecraft again, and I'm sure most of you knew that there was going to be a map reset. If you didn't, well, now you do know. And some of you also got the impression that I wasn't going to be playing on here again, which is unfortunate because that's not quite what I meant in my farewell video that I made. I was saying goodbye to the previous map and I just wasn't really sure if I'd actually play on the new map, and the reason why is because of time and a lack of inspiration for vanilla. But I decided that I'd join the other guys for the live stream when this started, and you know what, it's been really inspirational so far, I'd say. And there's Topmas saying hello. Let's just say hello back. So yeah, I am motivated again, I feel, to play survival Minecraft. However, I am very aware of the kind of strain I could end up putting myself under if I were to, make a series on here again. So that's not really my plan. My plan is to make sure that I'm having fun and make videos as well. But this is certainly going to be a very casual thing, so don't expect to see episodes too frequently. I'm not going to put myself under any pressure to make them. I'm just going to pop on here and play and do things as I please, and then I'll make videos at the same time. So this place over here, this is actually my little base that I've set up so far. If you go to Google Images and search Minecraft Adobe, you'll see a image of a building very similar to this. This is ever so slightly different, and I've basically just used that picture as a reference for building this, because I just wanted a nice little simple house to start off with, and I really wanted to use the clay blocks. The clay blocks look ever so nice. And I almost walked right past it. We actually have a chest here. This is from King Happy. He's a new member on the server. In fact, I'm going to put links to all of the new members in the description box, so go and check that out, because that's another exciting thing with the new Hermitcraft map. We have some new hermits as well. And King played with me on the Technical Beast server, and if we have a look in here, you can see he's dropped me off some baked potatoes, which is a nice food source and actually very conveniently timed because this is the last of my bread right here. But let's go and have a look at the inside of this little building. At the moment I have the hardened clay blocks with the cactus dye. I'm not sure what that actual name is. I've got some, so it's just green stained clay, so there you go, it's stained clay, and that one's hardened clay. But we have some of that. And the reason why I've done that is because there's a desert nearby and it was easy to go and get some cactus. I probably would have picked a different colour had I had more choice, but that's why it's green at the moment. I think this checkered pattern is really nice, and so everything is really simple in here. I've got some basic supplies. We have an upstairs with a bed, and this out here, I'm not keeping this white wall. I'll replace that with something else when I have more choice, but yeah, it doesn't look very nice at all, does it? And also up the top here I used fence gates as well as fence posts, and I'm not sure if they actually look that nice from a distance, but that's something else that I've done here. So I've got myself a basic little house together, and the reason I've actually done this and been playing on here is because well, not after the live stream, but during the live stream I found something that was really motivating to play. I saw like this ravine underground. There's two ravines that intersect each other. It looked really amazing, and the inspiration just came back immediately. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I'm going to explain that in a moment. We will go down there and have a look. So at the moment I've been getting prepared to start on that. So I built myself a little house. I've got some supplies which are in that chest there. So you can see I've got loads of materials here. I actually need more cobblestone and stone for what I want to do. So why don't we go over here and actually have a look. And I've also been collecting tons of clay. Another thing I'd like to do is build more with the stained clay as well. So if we go down here, we're going to go into this double ravine. And this is really nice, this place. Oh, it appears I need to put down a couple of torches over here. And what I've gone around and done, as you can see here, is I've gone to all the different edges of the ravine where it intersects with a cave, and I filled it up with dirt like that, and I've put a torch down just about everywhere. It seems that I've missed a spot right here. There we go, but everywhere else is practically all of it is lit up, and so this is it right here. Now there's a little bit of story that goes with this as well, because I was caving with King, and down there were some diamonds which he took. I can't really claim them, but I saw them first. But we came from over there, we were running through, and then all of a sudden I realised that I was in a ravine. I said, oh, look at this ravine, I looked down and then I saw some diamonds, and then I think a creeper blew up behind me, and then all of a sudden I was bombarded with mobs. It all happened in a flash. But while I was down here, I looked up and around at the ravine, and it looked absolutely amazing. Now, right now you can't really see how nice it did actually look because I've lit everything up. But when it was dark, you have this nice fog effect, and the water coming down and various little light sources in the distance just made it look wonderful. And I kind of want to restore that, so I know exactly what it is I want to do in here. But when I saw the diamonds and then got creepered, I kind of hid in a hole around here, and loads of mobs gathered up in the water, and then it took me a while to get out of here. But since then I've just been getting ready to work on this project. So what I want to do is keep the entire place dark and make it my base. So the middle of my base is going to be this cross section here where the ravines go. So you got one ravine there, another one there, and they go straight down that side, and then that side over there. We can't actually see that too well, so let me jump over here. You can see it goes in that direction and that direction, and I want to keep it all dark. I want to restore everything and make it look really nice. So the plan is to go around, get rid of all things like the iron blocks, although I might actually keep in some ore blocks, I'm not sure. But I really just want to tidy up the ravine and make it look really nice. Get rid of all the caves that intersect it, tidy up the roof. I'm going to leave the water how it is, maybe tidy up areas like this so we can get around easily, and just turn this ravine into a base, and it's all going to be dark as well. Now, the fact that it's going to be dark proposes a challenge, because it would mean that I'd have to half slab everything, and that would bring unnatural materials in here. We can't have stone half slabs or dirt half slabs. And about the only thing that I can think of at the moment is that maybe the wall blocks that, sorry, I called them wall blocks, the carpets that you saw earlier at my base, if we could place them on the ground and they were spawn proof, then I could possibly cover the whole place in dark grey wool on top of the stone, and then that means we make it all spawn proof. So that's something that I got to do. I got to do a test. And then I just want to tidy up all of these dirt patches that I put in, smooth it out with smooth stone, and just bring nothing but the ravine feel to this place. And if we can make it spawn proof as well, we can remove all of the torches, and then from down the bottom here we will have a really amazing view of all this water coming through the dark fog, and then we can start to, you know, build a base down here. So things like this little cave, we can actually probably patch this up and just have a pathway that leads into one particular room over here, and then the light would kind of shine out, so when you looked around the ravine you could see various light sources that would lead to different places, and that would be the general idea for the layout. It wouldn't be the most efficient thing, you'd actually be walking around a lot, but it's what I'm inspired to do, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. And as of right now I don't really have a plan of what I'm going to do next, but I've gathered a lot of materials, including those leaf blocks that you saw in the chest. I went and gathered all of those so that I could scaffold around the place and do all the repairs, and that's what I'm going to start doing now. But I also need to do that test to find out if mobs can spawn on the carpets. Okay, here we are in the test world. We are on easy mode. It is daytime outside, and last time I did this kind of testing I had some problems with MC-Edit getting it to paste all of these, but this worked just fine, so I filled in one platform there and copied and pasted it over the whole thing. Now what we have to do is locate the switch. I'm not sure where it actually is. This would appear to be it over here, so moment of truth. What is going to happen? That is disappointing. We have a creeper and some spiders and skeletons. Some mobs can spawn on top of these carpets, so that throws that one out of the window. So before we went down that way out there through the water, but actually we can go down here as well. This is where this is going to lead to. I was thinking I might make a little basement area up here, although that would probably be a temporary thing for extra storage and stuff like that, because this is basically going to lead into my main base eventually. But this pretty much comes out right on top of the intersection where the ravines cross over, which is right there. So my base is directly above it, which is convenient. What we'll probably end up doing is having like a little hatch door that you can stand on, and then it will drop you all the way down into a water pool at the bottom like this, and then you'll jump down all the way into the ravine, which would be pretty sweet. But what I want to do now is do some testing. You see, I've got some stone slabs and some stone, so I'm going to start patching up the ravine and placing down slabs so that mobs can't spawn. But at the same time I've got to make a decision if this is the type of slab that I want to use, because this is basically going to have to go on top of every block like that, and then it's noticeably different from the stone texture, and even when it's dark I think you'll be able to see that, but I'm not sure if I want to do that, you know. So I need to do some tests so I get an idea of what it's going to look like and try and figure out if it'll look good in the dark as well. So I'm a little unsure on how this is actually going to look. I've done a bit down the bottom here. You can see it looks quite tidy. We've got the water stream under control on the side here. However, there is a large contrast between the stone and the slab, and even in the darker areas it's very noticeable. So I think this ravine, whatever we do, is going to end up looking heavily modified rather than just a dark ravine that you've stumbled into. However, down on the floor I think having the half slabs as a platform to walk across would look nice, but when you look up into the distance and see half slabs on top of all of the blocks, that might look a little bit awkward. So one of the other things I think I'm going to try and do along with this is probably remove things like this, these little odd ones, so there's less slabs, so we could try and keep the amount of slabs down in total. And that right there is an area that I blocked off, so I need to replace that with some stone. But what I want to do next is continue going upwards in this section here, because there's still a lot of light coming from the torches above, and I don't think we'll be able to see what's really going on until we've done it all the way to the top. So, time for another update. You can see I've done a lot more here, and to be honest, I'm not sure if this is going to be worth it, you know. And actually, that's the kind of look I wanted, where you can see the fog at the back there. That wasn't there a moment ago, and I'm going to guess the time of day might influence that. And that was the kind of look I was actually going for. So if we can get that most of the time, then that's pretty much what I want. But I was just about to say that it feels like maybe this won't turn out how I would like, which is what that looks like at the moment. But this actually is quite fun. It's quite nice to just go around and have a simple task to do. I'm going and half slabbing everything, sorting out the water like you can see over here, and just, you know, having fun playing and tidying up the area. So I'm going to continue doing this. However, it does look like it might turn out how I wanted it to. Yeah, look at that from back here, and you can't really make out the half slabs that are further back as well, which is really nice. And it seems like there might be an optimal height to actually stand at to get the right. Yeah, look at that, it gets brighter as you go up. So let's go up half a block further, and again. Okay, so I think the void fog takes it away, because it seems to stay the same around there, and then if we go down it starts to get darker. So that's good to know actually, because that means what I might want to do is raise the floor. So another thing I'm about to go do now is have a look at what that looks like from up above, but that may have been the problem when I was looking at that a moment ago, is that I was standing too low to really get that effect. It is time for another update, and we were in the ravine last time I recorded. I have done more work on that. However, I've just been hanging out with Mumbo on TeamSpeak, and we've been working on spawn here, and so we've got an idea for a little bit of a structure which I'm not going to tell you too much about, but look how much we've done so far. You'd be surprised this didn't take as long as we had expected to. I also got a shovel here. Let's have a look. I'm breaking 3, efficiency 3 and fortune 2, and I think I spent 24 levels on that, so that was pretty decent. But yeah, so what we're going to do here is have 4 paths that go down into the centre from each side of this big circle that we've marked out, and then we're going to have 2 layers to this ring. So we've got the outside layer, which is going to be green, and at some point we want to put like jack-o'-lanterns or glowstone underneath the leaves so they're all illuminated. And then on the inside ring there's going to be all sorts of stone and possibly a water feature in the middle and some other stuff as well. But yeah, we just spent a little bit of time marking this out, and I think this is going to make a really nice centre of what we keep referring to as the spawn area, whereas actually it's not the spawn of the server, the spawn chunks, it is our town centre, if you wanted to call it that. And then also on either side I've marked out a small little area like this. There's one on the opposite side as well, and what I plan on doing here is eventually, or soon, I don't know when I'll get around to doing it, but I might redesign my old pumpkin and melon farms, or just keep them the same, and we will have one over here and one on the other side, and then that tower will go quite up high into the sky so you can see it from a distance. And then with hoppers and all these things that have been added in the recent updates, we can actually take all of those drops and put them into chests automatically, which means they'll make really great farms if they're hooked up to automatic timers. So then basically pumpkin blocks and also melon blocks as well become building blocks, because we're going to have a huge supply of them. You don't have to go around farming them or picking up items and putting them into chests, all of that's going to be done automatically. So that is the plan right there. Well, I was about to say spawn, but it's not spawn, is it? So yeah, that's the plan for our community area. So we are back at the ravine, and Mumbo has done more work on the little central area we were doing in the last clip. And normally when I do these videos, you know, I watch each clip back before I record the next one, get a good idea of where we're going with these things. However, today I just thought I'd do it differently and record as I feel like talking, and that looks really cool. That's exactly what I'm going for in this place. However, I realised that I've been a complete idiot, and I know that some people have been raging. I'm probably going to see some comments in capital letters. Sumo, what are you doing? I don't know why, but I just didn't think of the stone brick half slab, and it wasn't until I was thinking about how am I going to get around here, how am I going to get from, you know, the bottom up to the top, and I thought, well, we're going to have to make little walkways like this, and what I might want to do is put in stair blocks. And I thought, well, we can't do stairs with half slabs, and I'd like to be able to just walk straight up them. So at that point I realised that what we need is stone brick stairs, and then I went, why have I not thought of or built all of this so far out of these stone bricks? Now, I actually think there's a little bit of a disadvantage to these, which is that they have this line going down here, and also the lines on top as well. They're a lot darker than the rest of the texture, which is pretty much the same colour as the stone. However, because we're going for darkness in here, it means that's not going to stand out as much. So this is probably going to be a lot better, and that would mean that I have to remove all of the half slabs that I've done so far, and you know what, I'm not bothered about it at all. What I think I'm going to do is go and do one of these ravines, turn it into total darkness, and do it all with these slabs, and then we'll see what it looks like in comparison to this one, and I've got a feeling it is going to look a lot better. Okay, so the time of day definitely makes a difference. The sun is either rising or setting right now, and that red is starting to fade. It was really bright a moment ago, and we've got an Enderman visiting us now. If you look off into the distance, you can clearly see all of the half slabs. However, when we look off like that, you don't really see them off there in the distance, which is exactly what we wanted. And that is the kind of look that I'm going for when there's no lights in this place at all. Fallen in a hole. Okay, didn't know that was there. Yeah, you're going to be able to walk around with this spooky look the whole time, which is going to look awesome. So there's a load more work for me to do, and so I'm going to continue putting down these half slabs. And also, let's just have a quick look over here. You can see it looks pretty cool from this bit as well. Okay, it is done. Let's have a look. Oh, falling in a hole straight away. Okay, let's swim out of this. And over that side it is a different colour from that side. But yeah, that was pretty much what I saw when I first came into this ravine. None of it was lit up, and you can see this spooky, you know, distance with the fog and the water coming down. And I really liked how it looked, and I think that looks awesome. However, it's going to make for a strange base, and I don't know if I'll actually use this. I'll definitely try, but I get this feeling like as I add more light sources around the place, it might take away from the effect. And also walking through here when it's dark might not be great for camera. You can see there's loads of leftover dirt from where I've been finishing off the last parts, and this bit over here definitely looks better. Look at that right there. The heck was that? There could be someone else in the area. King Happy's online. Let's ask him. I think he messaged me as well. Hermitcraft Quakecraft, can't say it properly. Quakecraft. Have not played that yet. So I don't know what that explosion was, but there you go. So that pretty much wraps things up with the ravine, and at this point I'm not 100% sure if I like it, but you guys should leave a comment down below. Let me know if you like it, and also if you have any ideas for it as well. And then maybe together we can come up with something decent to do down there. As I said, I'm a little unsure now that I've finished doing it, but it was fun to do, and I've actually had a lot of fun recording this episode and playing on the server, playing Survival Minecraft again, and I'm fairly sure I'll continue, but at a steady pace, I guess. But I am going away to Download Festival, so there are some different videos coming out this weekend, and I didn't actually expect to get this episode finished before. I thought I'd come back and release it then, and a lot of people would be a little confused as to why things at Spawn were so far behind, but actually I get to release this before, which is good. So we should have a quick look around here. You can see there is a dirt block that I can't pick up. Very strange. This is I Am Spoon's house over here. You can tell by all the melons next door. Jasastin has also set up a little base, and Mumbo finished doing the thing that I showed you over here in the town centre, and he's done a really nice job of it. Let's sprint over here and have a look. You can see he's filled in all the floor, and he's also put a water fountain in the middle, although I said I might replace this with something a little bigger and a little bit larger, and there's still more things to be done here as well. But I'm going away to download, so I won't really be able to play for the next week, and I'm sure when I come back lots of things will have changed. But that is it for me, so remember to leave a comment about the ravine. I want to know what you think about it, because I'm not 100% sure on if I actually like it anymore. I've now fallen into the animal pen, but I should stop rambling on and sign off here. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.